But we're trying to get the best price we can for everything we do.
And you know, I was looking at your card here, and the theme says, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Explain that to me.
Okay, well, in Lions International, there's always a new president.
Right.
And he's president around the world. And every year they have a theme. And this year their theme is I believe.
Oh, that's
and,
great.
It's just to, come across that we are volunteers, and what kind of statement would lead into some kind of slogan, or, like onto us, or, something like that.
Right.
But the words came out from the international president that I believe that anything that you think can happen could be possible.
Oh, that's powerful.
With the hands that you have, and the more hands you have in the club,
right,
the more things you can get done. Every member has 2 hands.
Right.
So, if you got 20 members, that's 40 hands. And, 40 hands can do a lot.
Which brings me to my next question. A lot of people don't realize how many people are needed to do these things. 1 or 2 people just can't do this.
No.
You need people to get involved.
Oh, yes.
The community itself to get involved. Volunteer, help out, join in.
Well, when you just volunteer one time
right,
to deliver a basket, and, if this is the first time that you'd come out, and you go out with a line or another group that, has a route that, they have every year and they've done it all these years, you just ride as a passenger.
Right.
Go help and take that box to, okay, you drive up, some gravel roads. You go to the end of a hollow of this road, and it's up on a hill, and if it's snowy, rainy, or frozen, you can't even get the cars up there. You have to park down here and walk up with these baskets. You get to this porch, and I'll tell you, when you get off the main drags of Master Street or Cumberland Falls Main Street, and you go on these side roads.
Oh, yeah.
It is, really
hard.
Hit you right here and in between the eyes, because we don't know. The working people or the people that live on these main roads don't know what it is when you don't have any money.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You can't afford to, you live where you can and support yourself, and there's live chickens running around.
Yeah.
Chickens in a house to stay warm on real cold days so they don't freeze. I mean, this is life.
Exactly.
And people don't realize that there's so many people that are getting into this way because they don't have a job anymore.
Right.
And they keep on going downhill. Their savings are gone, and they're signing up for a Christmas basket first time in their life. And they used to give to us before.
Oh, yes.
I mean, and even a sickness can do the same thing.
Right.
Somebody in a family, their savings are wiped out from a bad sickness, illness, or whatever, hospitalization, so.
And
so many things.
People take so much for granted. If you've got a good home and if you've got plenty of food and plenty of money and your electric's on and things like that. But now let's take a look at the unfortunate people that don't have all these necessities. I mean, think of your fellow man, because, there's a lot of people, it's got it pretty rough.
Well, I'd say more than just rough.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say anything bad to anybody, but let me just give you an example. What would you feel like if all of a sudden you had to live like one of these families?
Right.
With no heat, no light, no running water out of a tap. You try and get it out of the spring where you live around, or some kind of well.
Yeah.
And I drank well water years ago, and I didn't like that taste.
Right.
And then you have like a bucket in the middle of your block house, have a dirt floor.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
No pictures on the wall, no furniture, just a dirt floor and a bucket and some couches.
Right.
And have about 6 kids. How do you take care of those people? You can't.
Right.
Now, we did this and delivered to a house like that. And they were so polite and so thankful. Back then, we used to also deliver toys.
Oh, yeah.
But now, we don't deliver toys anymore because the Rotary Club does a fantastic job.
Right.
With the toys. So we just take care of the food now. So we get more food to put in the baskets. But back then, I remember seeing 6 kids sitting, and we had a pile, 2 big bags of toys here, and we had a Christmas basket here with milk and bread, pop in there. Those kids' eyes were focused on that food.
Oh,
I mean, they're looking at these toys, but when your belly is empty, oh, food is the greatest thing. And this is what happened to wars, that if people don't have nothing to eat,
Right.
they will surrender and lose the war because they have no food. I mean, that's happened in history.
right.
And that, you know, if you don't have food for your own family and kids are hungry, how can little kids grow and have, you know, good, strong bones if they don't get nourishment?
Exactly, and you know, that's a lesson for everybody to hear that today, because there's people that have plenty and have overabundance of plenty,